Hello, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Front Mission 5, Scars of the War. So we're ready to head on over to the next mission, but first I just wanted to show off my setup here, since we finally can do a setup. Yeah, so I've got the Frost set up for Walter. Basically I have the Gale shotgun in one hand and the Raptor machine gun in the other. The reason why I switched off of the Knuckle is because I prefer to have Walter's skill points, yes I believe they're called skill points, concentrated in one type of weapon, because you know, somewhere down the line, I'm going to go for dual-wielding assault weapons, either shotguns or machine guns. I think last time I played the game, I went for dual shotguns for Walter, and that worked out okay. So we'll see how it goes this time. Next up, we have Randy. Haven't changed anything here. Yep. And Damon, nothing changed there either. The only thing I have done is, yeah, as someone mentioned in the thread, you can switch out the urban camo on your units for the USN desert camo. And since we are going into a desert level, I thought, you know, why not? Let's switch out for the desert camo, and I'm using beige as my off color. So it all looks quite authentic, I guess you could say. The only thing that I wanted to say about this is that, yeah, it's the pattern that you see on the USN units in Front Mission 1. This kind of beige desert camo pattern, which, I mean, I guess, in fact, it's not really a pattern at all, it's just a color, but so it goes. Anyhow, let's exit setup here and go ahead and do the next mission. Oh yeah, right. Skills. Walter gave him Terror Shot. It is... a second here. Right. Lowers enemy's evasion to half. That's quite useful, not needless to say. Especially once you get into using links, but we can't do that yet. Randy doesn't have access to any skill, and I gave Damon the skill max AP plus 2. And that just gives him plus 2 AP, which is really good, considering he burns it faster than anybody else on their squad. Also, I did go and do the first simulator mission, and I'm not going to do a video on the training simulator missions, although I will be doing videos for the survival simulator and some of the arena simulator missions. Namely, the arena simulator missions that let you face off against some of the characters from the other Front Mission games. Because those are just kind of cool, you know, to get to face off against those teams that you are familiar with. And it's a little bit of a challenge. So we'll be doing those two types of simulator videos, but not the training simulators, because like in my FFT Let's Play, I don't really want to bore you to tears with that stuff. The training simulator missions are really not interesting at all, so we're just going to skip over those ones. Anyhow, let's go ahead and move out.
ランディ、無駄口叩いてないでちゃんと見張れよ。
やってるよ。この1年で俺は紹介任務のプロになりそうだ。
違いない。ま、戦闘するよりマシだろう。
そりゃそうなんだが、ここ数日敵との紹介遭遇が増加だってのに、俺たちは散歩しかしていないぞ。
ラッキーじゃないか。戦場での運は最高の贈り物だぞ。
そうか？俺はそろそろ飽きて。南西2キロにレーダー反応。衛星リンク確立。紹介。出た。敵の偵察部隊だ。どうする？
殲滅命令が来たよ。 よかったな、戦争ジャンキー。
ひでえ言われようだな。
お前が飽きてきたなんて言うからだ。
俺のせいだってのか。
ああ、その通りだ、この疫病神め。単語6より各機、司令部から敵偵察機の殲滅命令が出た。敵の数は多くないが戦車がいるようだ。戦車はバンツァーと違って手足がない分攻撃不能はない。撃破するまで油断をするな。全敵の殲滅が我々の任務となる。久しぶりの戦闘だ。前期気合を入れろ。
Alright, so there were a few translation issues there. I think in the cinematic, you know, Walter basically teases Randy for being so eager to get into the battle. He calls him a war junkie, and I didn't translate that in the scene there. I think I provided an alternative translation because I couldn't fit the actual translation in there. You know, after Walter says that, Randy's just like, "Hey, cut it out. You know, quit bullying me," as he often does when Glenn or Walter is talking to him. And there, in the briefing, yeah, Walter says, not that let's hear some war cries for the long battle. It's let's hear some war cries for Hisashiburi. The translation is kind of failing me here. I'd say, you know, it's like it's the first time in a while they've fought, so put your heart into it, that kind of thing. That's what he's trying to say. Anyway, we've done our setup already, so we can just do a quick save here. I don't anticipate having any problems at all with this mission, but you know, why not? Why not, just in case? And let's move out. Alright then. So as you can see, I'm sorry, I didn't check out the disposition of enemy forces before that. But as you can see, there's a couple tanks we're up against, and then other than that, we've got a new OCU Vonzer, yeah, we're up against, and one Enyo. So we've got two strikers over there. Yes, two strikers and one launcher, two tanks. So this is the first mission in which we are facing off against striker units. The notable thing about them is that they have very high evasion and considerable amount of life. So really they're just kind of a pain. They can do some damage to you, but really they're more of a tank kind of unit, at least in this battle. And yeah, on our side we've got Gust helping us out, just like in a previous mission. So you might wonder, why was there no dialogue between the characters there, between Walter, Randy, and this pilot? And I think it's just because they didn't want to do the animation for this pilot to give him a proper portrait shot and do the lip sync and all that stuff. I could be wrong, but I think that's the reason why they probably did that, because you don't really see any of the generics show up in any of those conversation scenes in the game. Alright then, we're gonna go ahead and start the battle. So, try to lure out this tank. And you'll see that the tanks have a fair amount of HP. This is really quite different from some of the other Front Mission games, such as Front Mission 3, where the tanks were just basically made out of paper mache, and you could just tear through them. They were like little piñatas that you broke into and got experience points out of. That's not really the case in this game, where they're obviously they're not on par with a Panzer, but you know, they do present a little bit more of an obstacle. Yeah. So what I'm thinking about here is the closer I get, the higher accuracy on my attack. But it also gives me a greater chance of triggering or aggroing the units in the back. So I went for a kind of middle of the road approach. We'll see how that turns out for me. And Randy can just do some repairs on Walter. Okay, he's gonna go after Damon, which is good for us. Means that he is going to be surrounded. Alright. Great, and we didn't aggro the enemies in the back. Going to move here so as to reduce the chance of doing friendly fire. I think I will switch out to the shotgun. Some significant damage there. So I mentioned in the Vonser roundup that the Gust is quite mobile, and you'll see that it does have actually quite a high evade chance. Just thought there was a chance I could clip Walter's arm if I was shooting from that position, so I decided to go for the repair instead. Now, that launcher unit is actually quite a bit more of a threat to us than the tanks. But we've already been working on killing this tank, so I'm going to keep going after it. Especially considering that Damon was able to fire on it there. And I'm going to move here. Move Walter over here. Actually, why not move him right next to this guy? Fine. There we go. And in case you didn't notice, Randy only gets 1 round of attacks, whereas Walter gets 2 with with their assault weapons. You know, it wouldn't be fair to the assault units if the support units could shoot just as much as them. I guess that was the idea. And it definitely does make you favor using the restore ability or repair ability more than attacking with Randy. Right. Yeah, that was slightly suboptimal because I could have attacked with Walter and gotten a little bit more weapon or skill experience there, but instead I decided to attack with the Gust just because this allows me to focus down these enemies a little bit more effectively. Yeah, again, I don't really want to aggro this guy in the back, so I'm going to try to attack from over here. And I think I am going to actually go ahead and repair Walter's parts this time. Randy definitely needs to be healed. Okay, so this guy's been aggro now that the tank is gone. Alright, let's take a look at this. He's going to be attacking from there. There is a solid chance I could blow off one of his arms, so I'm going to do this even though there's a high chance of doing some friendly fire as well. Okay, that was alright. Alright. And we should be able to take off other arm. Good. Now this guy can be safely ignored. And we can get Randy to repair. Oh, not good enough. That's okay. Oh. Damon's out of shots, so he needs to reload. think we may need to get Randy get someone to use an item on Randy, because he's kind of in the danger zone. Oh, that's good. Let's see, do you have any items? You don't. So you're gonna attack this guy for us. Hopefully blow off his arm and killed him. Alright, that works too. Oh, right, we can't do that in this game. Haha. Oops. Wonder if I could outrun him. I guess it's worth a shot. And the value of that was dubious. I think I should have just stayed where I was, because that would have allowed me to counterattack with his machine gun instead of using the crappy melee attack. Oh, come on! Oh! Ooh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Sure. Okay. We're gonna do what I said we should do. We should have done last turn. So you can see there, that's that evade chance I was talking about. And we need to reload. And we'll just keep preparing, keep soaking up that damage. Okay. So we'll try to get the kill with Walter this time, instead of this guy. I don't think it's going to happen this turn, though. Fortunately. Nope. Not like he can do anything anyway, though. Okay. And how about that? Level up. Alright, so that does it for that mission. The big thing to note there is that, you know, they were out on patrol, talking about how boring things were, how they hadn't seen any action, and then all of a sudden they run into some OCU troops. And what this indicates is that the OCU counteroffensive has begun, and they're seeing sort of the spearhead of that offensive. And this basically corresponds to the point at which the OCU campaign in Front Mission 1 starts, where you, as part of the Canyon Crow group, are kind of leading or spearheading the OCU counteroffensive against the USN and just progressively beating them back further and further. And that's what we're going to see for the remainder of this section of the game. So we're going to be fighting we're going to be engaging in a fighting retreat for most of the rest of this section, and that will make things a little bit more interesting, I guess. And that will do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know, and I'll see you next time.